We are here in the Jungle Safari Room at the Anniversary Inn, and this place is wild. We've got elephants, crocodiles, exotic murals, waterfalls, trees, and I am wishing my Tarzan of a husband were here right now. Recently, Melanie shared with us how her husband Jesse proposed to her. We were so impressed, we decided to share it with all of you.
Melanie and I had spoken quite a bit about getting engaged and getting married around Christmas time. We talked about when I was going to do it, and I said, well, I'll probably do it somewhere in February, mid-February into February. And she was like, okay.
Jesse proposed at a Peter Breinholt concert.
Peter was asking, or I asked him if I could do it on stage, and he said, sure. And so he suggested a way to do it.
We got about fourth row seats, and I was sitting there, and Jesse had been complaining about not feeling well all night. And he was actually shaking. And I asked him, I said, are you shaking? And he goes, oh, I didn't eat well. Little did I know what he was about to do. So he got up and he's like, I don't feel good. And he went to the restroom. And so I was sitting there all alone. Peter Breinholt finished his song, and then he said, okay, for this next part, I need a volunteer.
Well, for this next part of the show, we need a volunteer out of the audience. And so if you'd like to volunteer, maybe, Duff, we can get some of these lights up. Well, before I get any further, it has to be a girl.
And so we asked for a female volunteer with a boyfriend, but the girl's name had to be Melanie, and her last name had to be Messick.
It's not like me to really volunteer and be in front of people and be on stage, and so I just sat there on, you know, nothing big. And then he goes, but you have to be a girl. And half the hands went down, and then he said, oh, you have to be a girl with a boyfriend. And I remember this one girl that was like, oh, I have one, and I was just like, that's not for me.
Oh, I forgot something else. You have to be a girl, you have to have a boyfriend, and your first name needs to be Melanie. Melanie. Oh, and your last name has to be Messick. So if your name is Melanie Messick, you have a boyfriend, and you're a girl, and you fit all those qualifications, we need you to come to the stage as quickly as possible.
I couldn't see her, but I could just imagine what she was thinking at that time.
So if you fit those qualifications, come up. And my hands went up to my mouth, and I just sat there. I didn't go up. He's like, hurry, come on up. And so finally I got up, and I found my way up the stairs.
David, give us a little journey as she makes her way up. How you doing, Melanie? Your voice is shaking. Well, we need another volunteer for this to work. We need one other one, and it actually has to be Melanie's boyfriend. So if you fit that qualification, we need you to come to the stage immediately.
And I was looking for him out in the audience, and he came up behind me with some roses, and I knew he was going to do something. So he took the mic and he gave a little history, and then he said, there's something I wanted to ask. And he got down on one knee, and the whole crowd was like, woo, they were cheering.
He's going to need this.
Hi. I kind of give a history first of, you know, why I wanted to do it there, because our first date was to a Peter Breinholt concert. And then our first kiss was after another Peter Breinholt concert. And so I wanted to make this next one kind of special also.
And so this is our third Peter Breinholt concert, and so I wanted to make it a little special. And so there's something I wanted to ask her.
And then after that, I got down on a knee and I proposed to her. And she said yes.
Melanie, will you marry me?
Yes.
Well, there you have it. That's how it's done, you guys. Let's give a hand for the most recently engaged couple in the room.
And then afterwards, Peter Breinholt dedicated Grow Old with me, and after all the excitement, we went down onto the side and we danced the first song.
Grow old along with me, 2 branches on one tree.
Okay, Melanie, that is the cutest engagement I've ever heard of. How did it feel, though, to be in front of all those people cheering you on as you said yes?
Well, I'm not one to be in front of an audience like that, but it was the special moment.
Well, he's a smart guy. Moments like that are remembered for a long time. Well, and speaking of him, it sounds like Jessie is serving our country in Afghanistan. Is that right? Okay, thank you, both of you, for that huge sacrifice. And in fact, she brought these really cute photos. Not only cute, they're heartbreaking. Is this the actual goodbye?
Yeah, it was.
And you guys have been married about a year and a half, is that right?
A year and 4 months.
And oh, look how handsome he looks in his uniform. Now tell me, you get to keep in touch. How do you stay in touch?
He gives me an occasional phone call and email.
Okay,
So-
let me guess, you are right there on the phone.
Carry the phone with me always.
No newlywed fights that way, at least. You're always good on the phone. That's good. Well, to thank you so much for being on the show and to honor both of you, we got in touch with your wedding videographer and edited both your wedding video and the segment that we've had on the show today so that both of you could have a memory of it all put together. We have an extra one to send to Afghanistan, so I'm sure he doesn't have a lot of downtime, but the guys there will be impressed, won't they? Thank you so much for coming on, and good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back on UtahBrides.com.
God bless our love.